Hi, I'm Ken Guzzo, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Hypnothoughts live conference, post-conference courses, 2015. Now, the lineup this year is so amazing. There's talent from all over the world. It's really going to be difficult, maybe impossible, to make a bad choice. So that's fantastic. What I'm here today to do is to give you some information to help you make the best choice for you. Now, when most people are looking for a post-conference course, I believe they're looking to get some new ideas, learn some new techniques, round out their skill set, make them a better hypnotist, offer more choices when they're working with their clients. And that makes great sense. What I'm actually offering is something very different from that. I'm looking for 12 of you who actually want to specialize, to hone their skills, to become the very best at something in their community. I believe that when you're the very best at something, and you can offer something to your clients that they thought previously was impossible, the world is going to beat a path to your door. Now, everything that I do in my program is very purposeful, very specific, very systematic, and therefore duplicatable. I've helped over 4,000 people stop smoking in one session with no drugs, no withdrawal, and a lifetime guarantee. And I want to teach you how to do what I do. Now, the great thing about smoking cessation is it's logical in that it makes sense for the clients to come in and spend the type of money they spend with me. My clients paid $5.95 per session to come in and become a non-smoker. And since it works, my business is 100% referral for over 4 years now. And they're willing to pay $595 for a single session. The reason they're willing to do that is because they're usually spending about $2,000 plus a year on cigarettes. So my clients, actually, their session actually pays for itself within about 2 months on average. The way it makes sense for them to come in and see me to stop smoking makes the same sense for you to buy the most expensive program that Hypnothoughts Live has ever offered in a post-conference course. And I'm offering it at a 40% discount exclusive to Hypnothoughts. But it makes the same sense for you to spend that type of money to take this course because guess what? Your first 6 clients are going to pay for your entire program. And then you'll be able to earn a very good 6-figure income working part-time hours seeing smoking patients or smoking clients. As a matter of fact, why don't we listen to some of my students and hear what they have to say.
Having Ken Guzzo as an instructor really helped facilitate my learning of this. He's knowledgeable. He knows this stuff. And he's able to convey it in a way that I understood it. And it made it internal. It was incredible.
Ken is a great instructor, and he has a sense of humor that is awesome. And intelligence and knowledge of his field is vast and really inspiring.
So any of you that are really addicted to looking at the world as to how much you're worth per hour, let it go. Because per hour, this doesn't matter per hour. What is the value that the client's going to receive is what's important.
It really helped introduce me to new concepts that could not only, in expanding my understanding of the mind, both the conscious and the subconscious, but how powerful words are and how powerful and what an impact they can have on people. And it doesn't just apply to hypnotherapies, it applies to everything that we do in life.
Ken Guzzo is the best instructor I have ever experienced. He has a sense of humor, he's incredibly knowledgeable and intelligent, and it was just a joy to learn from him.
Was eye-opening, an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything. It was amazing.
1, 2, 3, all the way up.
Wow.
How'd that feel?
Trippy.
That's weird. It's amazing, that you can do that fast.
Some of you could have been even a little bit lighter on the force down. That surprise that she did on you, that was a lot of. Yeah. She went on one. No. You're going down. I was really surprised. I was beside you when I was surprised. Wow. Is that why my arms go? Okay. What the heck is going on with you people? You know what an F looks like. It's kind of like that, right? Are we talking about the same thing?
I had a ball.
Now, what I'm offering is everything. I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to give you all the procedures and techniques that I use, all the scripting, all the forms, business forms that I use. Every technique that I use to help someone become a non-smoker is yours. From the technology, the music, all of it. Okay, so I've decided not to do this piecemeal. I'm giving you all the hypnotic techniques, the neurological processes, the practice management, and the marketing to build your own 100% referral, six-figure income practice. As opposed to just taking a hypnosis course, what we're learning here is hypnosis, practice management, and marketing, along with the neurological process, which I've added in. All of these three circles are crucial because most hypnotherapists are really good at what they do and they don't make any money because they don't know how to market themselves. So they go into education and they train other people how to be hypnotherapists who don't make any money unless they go into the educational system, they get a job at a university and they teach other people how to do hypnosis. This has been going on ever since the 50s. And the body agrees, it's an 8. Problem is an 8. Okay, now watch this. Okay, put your arm nice and strong. Say, I want to keep some of this problem.
I want to keep some of this problem.
Hold strong? Yes. She wants to keep this problem. What's that? No, I'm good. Now, of course, they want to psychologically, emotionally, they want to clear the problem. That's why they came to see you. That's why they paid you money. But electrically, neurologically, the system wants the problem. Any problem you have is because your system, on some level, wants it. Otherwise, you'd let it go, right? Because what I found with my hypnosis practice is I get some hilarious emails from my clients. Ken, I was so mad at you. What's this going to be about? I drove home and nothing happened in our session. I didn't go to sleep. I wasn't hypnotized. I didn't really feel a heavy arm, even though it didn't rise, you know. And I went home and I just got ripped off for $600. And I was going to tell my wife how I got ripped off for $600. And I got home and I realized I forgot to smoke all the way home. Well, that was weird. Okay, well, let's see what happens the next day. And the next day I got up and I was like, oh, I'm running late. I got my coffee, rush off to work, get to work. And I forgot my cigarette with my coffee and I forgot to smoke all the way to work. And so I get these hilarious emails. But here's the thing. What was common in each of them is they left the office not knowing if anything happened or not. And they were looking for out there to prove to them that something happened in here. I'm like, what if I could create a process that would allow them to know that something happened right then and there? What we believe we've done is taken the very best from the EFT, TFT, kinesiology, energy psychology, Psych K, and then put a scientific model over top so to make the process very quick, very precise, and a very clean clearing. And so that the client has an experience in the room that something happened. Their body clearly indicated, they felt it, and they know it. All my clients say, I have no cravings to smoke. They're a non-smoker before they ever sit in the chair for the hypnosis. And now, what does that do when they have that type of belief level? Well, guess what that does with the hypnosis session? There's no resistance left in the system. They are relaxed more. They're not worried about it so much. It makes the hypnosis session work even better. So I found by combining these modalities, it's just, I think they dovetail as well together as hypnosis and NLP.
Yes.
Now, as I've said, there's some fantastic trainers at this conference this year. And I believe one thing that sets me apart from them that you might find important is that my focus has not been training in the last 7 or 8 years. I have been focused primarily clinically in the office, in the trenches, working with those clients day in and day out. And in the days of social media, when everyone has opinions and everyone has reviews out on the internet, you can't make the type of claims that I make and keep the record that I have. I have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. You can Google me, you can look at my Yelp reviews, and you'll see that my track record is unmatched. If you follow my program, you will be able to get the same results for you in your community. Now, what I ask you to do today, if this is something that's interesting to you, don't wait because there's only going to be 12 people in this course. The first 5 get their Hypnothoughts registration paid for. That's another additional savings on top of the 40% that I'm taking off. I have never ever discounted this program before. So this is a Hypnothoughts Live exclusive. Put a deposit of $1,000 down today, and the balance is not due until July 31st, just before the conference. Okay, and we can settle up then. In the meantime, if you have any questions at all, contact me, ask me questions, email me. I'm very happy to speak with you, get to know you, and answer all your questions. But take action today. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I look forward to meeting you. See you in August, everyone.
I think the most amazing thing was, it was, less than 2 hours, and it was effortless on my part. I mean, I wanted to quit, so I had the desire, but I didn't have to work so hard like I had done so many other times and struggle and have withdrawals. There was absolutely no withdrawals, no cravings. I left his office and never smoked again. Never. It was like I forgot to smoke. It was like I was never a smoker, actually. Kind of amazing, but
yeah, I'm hardcore. I'm a 2-pack a day, non-filtered cigarette smoker for 40 plus years. I'm hardcore, but addict. Okay, there's nothing else you could call me. And this is literally the only thing that's ever worked. And it's the easiest thing I've ever done.
First of all, there were no cravings whatsoever, none. I never had 1 second where I felt like, okay, I need to go have a cigarette, or I want one, or that urge was there.
Walking out of Ken's office was, I felt a sense of lightness and freedom. And I felt clean inside. I felt clean inside. And I was excited. I was happy that I had made this step, this big step in my life that could change my life completely.
Explained everything to me, and after I was finished, it just, I couldn't believe that it was that simple, that I could just stop like that. I went back to my truck that I had driven over there, that I smoked in for, I've had the truck almost 5 years. And I got in there and I drove off, and I didn't even once think. And normally my trigger is I would open my truck up, as soon as I turned the car on, I'd reach down, grab for a cigarette. I didn't even grab for it. It wasn't even in me to do it. And I'm driving home and I'm calling the wife saying I just finished, and do you want me to pick up anything from the store? And it wasn't even in my mindset to even think about a cigarette. I don't know how or why, but it wasn't there anymore. And
that would have always been preceded by the activity of just before the door, me saying, you guys go ahead, I'm gonna finish this. Because I would have lit up the second I got out of the car, and all the way walking to the door, and of course I'm still smoking, they would have gone in, and then that initial time together would have been spent without Dad, okay? Well, that doesn't happen anymore. We get out of the car, and we're running into the malls, or restaurants, or amusement parks, or wherever we're gonna go, together, all on the same schedule, because none of us smoke anymore, you know? So that's a little thing. It's a big thing to me.
I guess through my enthusiasm and my energy and my story, how I tell it, they know that this is it. I mean, it's done. It's like, the way I feel is like I've never ever smoked a cigarette ever in my life. That's how I feel. Like I've never ever done it before. Like it was never part of my life.